G'day. Today we're doing a automatic transmission service on a XC90 Volvo. It's a 2004 model and it's got the 4-speed 4T60E transmission in it. Well, basically, to open the bonnet, it's actually down here, down low. I don't know if you can see that lever there. It's a little bit hidden there, but that's where it is. Just to make it a little bit less messy, we're just going to suck the oil out through the filler tube. To get access to it, we've got to just take this plastic cover, dust cover or stone guard off. Just take the bolts off, lower it down. You can leave the front ones on just loose, just so you can support it by hand before you take it right down. There it is. We've got the transmission pan there. We're just going to remove now. There we go. We've got the pan off. You can see the filter here. We'll just pop that out as well in a sec. Pan off, and you can see the magnet's been working pretty hard. This one's done about 160,000, I think 156,000. Probably never been serviced. You can see all the fine metal in there. That magnet's not working anymore because it's a magnetic field's been reduced because of all the fine metal on there. The oil's pretty clean in it, but there's quite a bit of fine metal in there, and there's some actual larger chunks in there. Seal seems to be shifting okay, so it's hard to determine what those larger flecks are from. You can see that's a pretty big one there. Now, along with every other filter replaced, you've got to make sure there's a seal there. These have got the seal like so. On this one, it's pretty snug in that seal, and it's quite flexible, so I'm going to leave it in there. But if you have to remove it and replace it, just be aware that if you go poking a screwdriver or something or a chisel in there, if you damage that housing, it'll suck air. So you'll need a little slide hammer or a tool to pull it out. They're a metal clad O-ring on those, or a seal, so you have to actually pull it out. Another thing I found is this little tube here. I'm going to see where that connects to, but the seal is quite loose in there, so I'll just see if I can possibly pull that out and just flare it a little bit, just so it goes in a little bit tighter. But basically that's the service on one of these 4T65Es. Replace the filter and clean up the pan and magnet. Clean the pan, you can see the wear mark where the filter's been rubbing, so it's been there for a long time. But what I do is I just put that magnet back up on that little ridge there, just so the underside of the magnet can work as well. Or you could even probably lift it up even higher by putting it in the middle like that. It just has more surface area collecting all that metal. This one's got a fair bit of metal in there, so very important to do something like that. Now you can get cork rubber gaskets for these, or you can have these rubber reusable seals as well. We're going to replace it in this case. The old one has probably been sitting there for a while, and what happens, those little ridges flatten out or harden, and then it won't seal properly. And there's the old magnet I'm going to show the customer. I mentioned it to him on the phone, but it's a little bit different when you see it and when you explained it. We'll put another one in the pan there for him. Just put all the bolts on the pan there just loose before I tighten it up. You can see it's still nice and loose. Put them all in place, that way it doesn't pull the little bolt to the side and strip the thread. And now we're just going to tighten it up and refill it with oil. I forgot to mention these gaskets, they have like a little washer in there, so you don't need to tension them up. It's important to not over tighten it, but just tighten it up firm, and that rubber will just compress up until it gets to those little washers. If you're doing it with replacing it with a cork rubber one, then it's important not to over tighten it and do it up to a tension setting. And another final thing is wipe all the oil off before you put it all back together. What'll happen, you'll get a drip of oil and you'll wonder if you've done anything wrong. Also, the customer's not going to like it if he gets a drip of oil after you've done the service. So just clean it, blow it all out, and the job's done. And we're going to put about 4 litres of the Dextron 3 fluid in there. Okay, and we give it a start up. And just change through all the gears. Foot on the brake. And into neutral. Handbrake on. And there we go, we've just taken it for a test run at operating temperature, and the oil's about halfway there. It's still not real as hot as it'll get in the summertime. And that's how we do a service on a 4T65E in a Volvo. Thank you for watching.